Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ron Certified Myers, your uplifting life partner. I wanted to talk a little bit about the formula for success that Tony Robbins talked about in the series. I told you guys that I'm going back through the Creating Lasting Change, and he talks about a formula. Now, if you're like me, the first time you hear that, you just go, yeah, there's no such thing as a formula for happiness. I mean, it just happens. I mean, that's how life works. Well, you and I actually have control of that, and you've heard me talk about that. Anybody that's been following me, you know I talk about that all the time, that we control all of our emotions. But anyway, what he was talking about is the formula for happiness. And it's LC equals BP, which means life conditions equals your blueprint. Now, life conditions just means what's going on in your world right now, and in most cases, just your interpretation of what's going on in your life. But bottom line, it equals your blueprint, life conditions, blueprint. So the key to happiness is your world, the way you see it right now, equal to the blueprint of what you thought it should look like. Or even if we're not talking about your life, if we're talking about your finances, or we're talking about your relationship with a different individual, I mean, any area of your life, is the situation right now the way you thought or you pictured it to be. And if you think about that, it makes a lot of sense, because if my life conditions equals the blueprint that I created, then I'm happy. And that's really, like he said, that's the formula. Sounds pretty simple, right? And guess what? If my life conditions far exceed the blueprint that I created, I'm ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? I'm on top of the world. Those are people that's floating on clouds, okay? Now, if you think about that, and people say, well, how does a person become unhappy? It makes a lot of sense also. LC does not equal BP, your blueprint. So your current situation doesn't equal the blueprint the way that you thought it would be, whether it's a relationship, which is where a lot of people are having the challenges. They wrote this dream picture of what a relationship should look like. Because theirs doesn't look that way in the real world, then they're unhappy. Well, you have a choice when that occurs. You either change the life conditions, which means I'm out of this relationship, or we're going to make some changes in this relationship to equal my blueprint, or I got to redo my blueprint and quit complaining. So if you look at your life conditions and you ain't going to do nothing about it, then change the blueprint and stop complaining. Now, where depression and all that other stuff comes from is when your LC doesn't equal your BP, which means your life condition doesn't equal your blueprint, and you feel like you have no control, which means there's nothing you can do about it. Now, you and I know there's always something we can do about it, but if mentally you've checked out of the game and you really believe that you can't do anything about it, that's when depression and all the other negativities start to come in. But I just wanted to share that quick tip. Man, the stuff you learn, listen to Tony Robbins, and it's not just learning it from a hearing perspective, because you got to take the stuff and actually use it. As you start to use it, your life starts to change. As you've heard me say many times, if you do things differently, which means you make different decisions, which is what Tony talks about, your life has no choice but to be different. In other words, if you keep going to work the same way, the buildings look the same. If you take a different route going to work, guess what? The buildings look different. So take different routes, and let's change the world unless we're enjoying the view that we're taking right now. Again, it ain't right, it ain't wrong, but it is my opinion. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.